He walked into Jimmie's diner in a sleek pinstripe suit. It clung to thin shoulders, which he carried behind him to fit the arch of his puffed-out chest, making himself appear bigger. He guided himself to the empty table closest to the door, making a show of brushing off crumbs that weren't there before taking a seat. People like this usually don't eat at Jimmie's diner. This is what Camilla thought to herself when she saw him enter. She was the only server on the clock during Jimmie's slowest hour. She hadn't expected any diners at this time of day, but more so she hadn't expected a new face to be entering alone. It was another moment before she recovered from her surprise and quickly placed one foot after the other towards the table to greet him.
Welcome to Jimmie's. Can I have your name?
The man's eyes slowly slid to peer in Camilla's direction before he turned his head to face her properly.
Harry.
Harry, can I get you a drink?
A water, please.
Coming right up.
Camilla walked to the kitchen to fill a glass. Jimmie himself was sitting on the countertop, separating a rolled joint from his lips to puff out the fumes.
I heard the door chime. Who's here at 4 p.m.? Odd time to stop by.
Odd customer, too. He's dressed to the nines and strutted in like he owns the place.
Jimmie's demeanor darkened. He placed the joint on a half-crumpled napkin and pushed himself off the counter. Jimmie crept to the kitchen door window and took a glance at the man in the dining room, then turned back to Camilla.
He gives me a bad feeling.
Why?
If I were to make a guess, he's probably some kind of real estate agent. He's here to try and get our property. My cousin was practically chased out of his business by men of that type.
Then what do we do?
Go on out there and talk to him. Feel him out. If he makes an offer, politely refuse, and whatever happens after that, I'll take care of it.
All right.
Camilla placed a full glass of water in front of Harry. He snatched it and greedily gulped it down. Camilla couldn't help but think the way he drank didn't look so fancy. After downing the drink, Harry then gently set it back on the table.
I'm ready to order.
Of course. What would you like?
I'll try your chicken and waffles.
Anything else?
Refill this, please.
He handed her the glass.
Got it.
By the time Camilla returned to the kitchen, Jimmie had already gotten the waffle iron ready. He gave her a knowing nod and waved her along to continue servicing. She quietly refilled the water and trudged back to the dining room.
Jimmie'll have it ready in a bit,
She searched for an opener.
Are you visiting from Atlanta?
What, do I look out of place?
Harry made a show of looking from side to side at the otherwise empty diner.
My apologies for poking fun. I know I'm here at odd business hours for you, and on that front, I do apologize for the inconvenience. Even at its most populated hours, however, I suppose I would look out of place among your usual clientele. Atlanta wasn't a terrible guess. I'm a real estate agent from New York City. Thought for sure my accent would give me away, but I suppose non-Southern accents are common in Atlanta's periphery.
Camilla's heart jumped. So Jimmie just might have been right, she thought. Camilla seized upon that line of questioning.
Then you're a long way from home. What's the occasion?
I suppose I could share. The truth is, real estate in NYC especially is just soul-crushing as far as business is concerned. So I'm taking a break. The idea is to travel all the way down the East Coast and try out as many small-town diners as I can. A few helpings of comfort food from every state.
So you just left? You can do that?
I can.
Camilla couldn't imagine taking a vacation for months on end. Not to mention, his story just felt odd to her. So she listened to him talk about the road for a while until she heard a bell ring from the kitchen. Camilla retrieved Harry's dish and laid it in front of him. Like with the drink, she couldn't help but think the way he ate was not what she'd expect from rich people. He was eating fast. She decided he didn't need an audience while he enjoyed his meal, so she returned to the kitchen where Jimmie was.
He's just eating? No funny business.
None. Just seems like a weirdo.
Oh, well, I guess we can count ourselves lucky then. You handled that well. Now just print out the check so we can get him out of here as soon as he's done.
Aye, Captain.
Camilla went to the register, printed the check, and walked back out to the dining room to find nobody. Just the sound of an engine outside. Camilla would remember this day. She would remember his suit, his arched shoulders, the way he ate, and the earful she got from Jimmie. Harry would later be parking his father's old car at a rest station a couple miles away from Jimmie's. He would change out of his father's old suit, folding it delicately so that it wouldn't wrinkle. He would lose the dignified arched shoulders and eccentric mannerisms when he went to Atlanta, where he would play his father's violin on the sidewalk to make money for food, gas, and dry cleaning because occasional dry cleaning was cheaper than a good meal. He would then drive west, where he would convince some other poor waitress that he was a real estate agent from New York.